That was fun. Wow, 326. Hey, and it is 326. Did we get 326 202 or 023? Did anybody notice that? That would have been amazing numerology right there. Are we live on YouTube? Looks like it. Excellent. So we have a special treat tonight. I'm worried I'm going to say Nora's name wrong, so I'm going to say it like that, and she will correct me when she comes on. I see her in the waiting room, ready to join us. Nora is from World Central Kitchen, and I am thrilled to hear about the work that World Central Kitchen has done in the last year since we had them on the Knit-a-thon. Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Just
Oh, how do I say your name?
just Nora. You were very
Just
close.
Nora. I
Yes,
was trying to make it, I don't know. Sorry. I
you're
tried to
very
take
close.
notes.
Yes. No, you're good. No problem.
It's great to see you. Thank you for joining us
Of
tonight.
course. Thank you all so much for having me. I was like, my hands are hurting and I haven't knitted not one thing today. So I can only imagine.
We're feeling good. We've had lots of like ergonomics and yoga and exercising, so
Oh my God.
lots
I
of
can't even
shaking.
think about like y'all are better than me. That's all I
Yeah,
can
I'll
say.
bet you some people are going to be knitting after 10 o'clock tonight. They'll be like, just a few more rounds.
I'm
It won't
almost
matter.
done. Why not? I'm stretched. Why not?
Do you need to have screen sharing?
Yes, let's do a little screen share. I have a small presentation, just to
Excellent. Make
provide a
go.
couple visuals for us all.
Excellent. There you go. And I'm going to get rid of myself and give you the stage, as it were.
Okay. All right, here we are. I'm hoping we can all see that. So today I'm going to tell you all a little bit about World Central Kitchen and our work here at WCK. We are a food first organization. So whenever disaster strikes, we are there to provide meals to those who need them. And so our motto here at WCK is wherever there is a fight so that hungry people may eat, we will be there. We were founded in 2010 by Chef Jose Andres, who is a chef from Spain. He's known for perhaps by most people for bringing the tapas style of dining to the US many years ago, not many, don't want to age him, but a few years ago. And since then, he has founded World Central Kitchen, whose goal is to provide comforting, nutritious meals to those in their time of need, specifically in disaster areas after a crisis. So since we started in 2010, we have served over 300 million meals around the world. And our model relies heavily on reacting very quickly. So once disaster strikes, we know whenever someone needs a meal, they need a meal and they need it now. So we do our best to arrive as soon as possible to start providing meals. And we try to leverage local resources. So whenever we can, we work with local food producers, whether that be local farmers, local restaurants, local chefs, to make sure that we are providing meals that are both sourced locally so that we are keeping money in the local economy as much as we can, and are also culturally relevant. So whenever we go somewhere, we are feeding people meals that they want to eat and that are comforting to them and are local to them. So as I mentioned, we employ what we call the urgency of now to start cooking meals. When Jose first started World Central Kitchen many years ago, he arrived in areas after disasters, specifically in the Caribbean after hurricanes, and he saw that, there were a lot of whiteboards being set up to plan out meals and say, we're going to get meals here in a couple weeks, and we'll be able to get some meals here in a couple of days, and we'll be able to get these resources here soon. And he thought, that's ridiculous. When I'm hungry now. When people are hungry, they're hungry now. So the urgency of now is very important to us, because we know that whenever people need a meal, especially after something like a disaster, they need it now. So that's why we call it the urgency of now. So the core pillars of WCK's relief work include providing hot, fresh, and culturally appropriate meals to vulnerable communities and people facing food insecurities. So when we respond to a crisis, we want to make sure that the meals that we provide are culturally relevant, and that it's food that people want to eat, and it's food that people are familiar with. I don't think that right after a crisis is when we want to start, experimenting with different dishes from all over the world. We all love it. Of course, we all want to be adventurous, but after a crisis, it's when we want to feel comforted, and we want to feel like we're at home. And so that's why it's very, very important to us to provide those fresh and culturally relevant meals. We work alongside influential community leaders to lead our emergency responses. This is very important to us, because when we go somewhere, we have a very, very small team. It's a mighty team, but it's a small team. We don't know every landscape that we've landed in. We have, for example, we have team members who are currently in Turkey. We don't know the area. As much as we wish we could tell you every nook and cranny, we don't know the area, which is why it's so important to us to work with local community leaders to assess the area, to determine where we need to be, to understand the local community, the customs, the culture, so that we are effectively serving meals. And that goes with the third point of employing local staff and hiring local vendors and local catering partners to help aid our response. We want to meet the unique needs of the community that we lead. We have a great relief team that have an established relief response, but every single response that we've ever led has been completely different from the last. And that is because each community has different needs, whether that be establishing the cultural needs of the community, whether that be just the geographical terrain of the community. Every disaster response that we've led has required different responses, and our team is incredible at being very malleable to these different needs and very adaptable. We collaborate with local governments to complement their emergency response efforts. We are very careful to go where we are needed and to stay as long as we are needed. So we never want to step on anyone's toes. We never want to duplicate efforts, because that's a waste for our organization and for everyone. So we are very, very careful to work with both local governments and also local community organizations to make sure that we are filling gaps and not just adding on just because we want to be there. We're there to serve a need, and we're there to serve only that need. And we leverage a very vast network of supporters and resources to sustain our emergency response efforts. We always say that we are a community organization, and that is so true. We have an amazing group of partners, of chefs, of volunteers, of contractors, of community leaders who are there with us every step of the way to ensure that we are leading our response efforts as best as we can. And we are very, very lucky to have an amazing, amazing network of people who are there with us every step of the way. So one of those amazing networks that we have is our Chef Corps, which is a network of culinary leaders who are very, very proud to be part of WCK's work. Our Chef Corps members are chefs all over the world who are familiar with WCK's relief efforts, who understand our model, who understand how we work. And whenever a disaster strikes, they agree to be one of our first calls wherever we go. And they help us with procuring supplies, with procuring produce, with finding volunteers for assessing needs and understanding the landscape of where we're going. They're an incredible group of people who have food at the heart of what they do in their day-to-day world, and therefore are the perfect people to work with us in our work. So, to take you through just a couple of WCK's relief responses, we're going to go to a few of our past responses. Here's a bit of a timeline of WCK's major milestones. So we were founded in 2010, as I mentioned, by Chef Jose Andres. He was inspired by the earthquake in Haiti. As many of you may remember, in 2010, Haiti suffered a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that completely wreaked havoc across the country, especially in the epicenter of the country around Port-au-Prince, the capital. Jose happened to be in the Caribbean at that time. He decided to hop over to the island and help out and provide meals as best as he could. While he was there, he was making beans for the local community who needed food, and he noticed a few of the locals were like, those are great beans. We all love beans, but that's not how we make it. And Jose, being, master chef, he was like, "What do you mean? I'm Jose Andres. I know how to make beans." But he worked with them to create a bean dish that was very local to the local community. And he realized that, yeah, what's very, very important in times like this is to provide food, but it's also to provide meals that people want to eat, that is local and that warms the heart. And so that helped shape the model that we still employ to this day, of going into an area and working with the local community to create those meals. In 2017, Hurricane Maria hit in Puerto Rico. It was a devastating hurricane that affected the whole island. And as such, WCK helped feed the whole island. We were in every single municipality on the island to help feed those who needed food after the devastating hurricane. We worked with amazing nonprofits and community organizations to help provide those meals, to help assess the needs, to help navigate the landscape. And it was a community effort that we still employ to this day. In 2020, that was a bit of a different response than we're used to. Of course, if any of you haven't heard, 2020, we had the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. And being a restaurant man himself, Jose completely understood how difficult it was for restaurants at that time. And he also understood how difficult it was for people who work in restaurants, for gig workers, for people who worked in hospitality, for people who were first responders, who were completely stretched thin at this time. So we worked with local restaurants in over 400 cities across America to provide meals for hospitals, for workers who were out of work, who needed meals. There were many people in that time who had always been food secure, who suddenly found themselves without food. And so, with the help of these local restaurants, we were able to provide them with meals. And then in 2022, our biggest activation to date was the invasion of Ukraine. So, as many of you know, in February of 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. And a few days, about, I want to say 48 hours after the initial invasion, WCK was at the border of Ukraine and Poland to provide meals to Ukrainian refugees who were leaving the country. We are still in Ukraine to this day, providing hundreds and thousands of meals every day to refugees who have fled the country, and then also to those who are still in the country, but are in recently liberated areas and still have insecure or food insecurity. So, as I mentioned, we had our COVID-19 response that spanned over 2 years. Our response to COVID-19, we served over 37 million meals in 400 cities. We also, as I mentioned, Jose is from Spain, so we had a lot of familiarity with Spain. So we worked with restaurants in over 30 towns and cities in Spain. We also work with 10 cities in India to serve meals and work with local restaurants and food groups to provide those meals. Our Chefs for America response is one of our biggest to date, and it's represents a big milestone in the history of WCK. In February of this year, Super Typhoon Rai hit the Philippines and it affected over 4 million people. It hit late 2021 actually, and our response spanned from late 2021 to 2022. And in the Philippines, we were able to provide over 1 million meals, almost 1.4 million meals in the affected areas. And this is another great example of just the community aspect of our work. We worked with local groups and local organizations to determine the need, to understand the geography of the area, to understand the local community, and to provide very delicious looking, may I add, very amazing, warm, comforting meals to those who needed them. In 2022, it was monsoon season in Pakistan, and it has been getting progressively worse in terms of climate disasters as a whole, but definitely disasters such as hurricanes and monsoons. And therefore, we have had record amounts of flooding all over the world. So, above average rainfall created immense flooding in Pakistan. So, we responded in early 2022, and we provided meals to shelters, to schools, to hospitals, and to community centers. And we worked with local groups who helped us, again, understand the culture, understand the terrain, and provided meals where they were most needed. In 2022, we also provided meals in Kentucky. As many of you may remember, there was immense flooding due to several immense rainstorms in Kentucky. We worked with local organizations to provide meals there. This was another example of an amazing community effort that helped us to do our work. We had several small just groups in the community who helped us navigate the area. We had amazing people just running up to us and saying, "Hey, do you have meals? We know someone right down the street who needs a meal." And we were able to go and find places that had been cut off from main areas in the region just due to impassable roads, mudslides, all that stuff. And so we were able to find them and provide meals and provide support that way. We had an amazing community response there that we're so proud of. And it's just another great example of the community coming together to help us feed our neighbors. In the later 2022, Hurricane Fiona hit in the Turks and Caicos, the Dominican Republic, in Puerto Rico, and then also in Nova Scotia in Eastern Canada, which was new for us, but disaster goes where disaster goes, and then we followed, and we were there to serve over 500,000 meals in the area to those who were affected by the storm. And in the Southwest Florida, we responded to Hurricane Ian, which made landfall as a Category 4 storm, almost a Category 5, and was one of the deadliest hurricanes to hit the state of Florida in nearly a century. And as you can see, using helicopters, we used food trucks. We use local community members to find the need. We established several distribution sites that people can come up to. We had people coming up on foot, in their cars, in ATVs, in vehicles that I had never seen before that apparently can go on land and in water to come collect food and meals for themselves and also for their neighbors. And we served over 1 million meals in the area to those who needed it. And as you can see, we also provided water to those who needed it. As you may imagine, it was very, very difficult for some people to get access to ready, clean, fresh water. So we provided water as well as we have in a few of our responses. Right now, one of our biggest responses is in Turkey and Syria. Um, in the very, very beginning of February, there were some powerful earthquakes that struck in Turkey and in northern Syria, and it caused the collapse of several buildings, which led to the infrastructure being devastated in both countries. And after that, there were several very, very strong aftershocks, including aftershocks that were over 7 on the Richter scale. It led to tens of thousands of people losing their lives, and it displaced over 1 million people. And we were there to serve over 1 million meals just in 10 days. We are still in the country and still cooking, providing hundreds of thousands of meals per day. When we first arrived, it also happened to be, unfortunately, one of the colder times, unseasonably cold weather in the country. So many people who were newly displaced were now found themselves out in unseasonably cold weather, outdoors, surrounding fires to keep warm, and staying in small groups to try and keep warm. So the need for hot meals was very, very apparent. And so we've been there since the earthquake struck. We are still in the country providing meals, and it has been one of our biggest activations to date. And just to take it back a little bit, in 2021, we responded to a volcano eruption in Spain. So we've responded to many different types of emergencies and many different crises. So in Spain, we responded to this volcano eruption, which destroyed homes and destroyed farmland. And using an incredible group of local chefs and local volunteers, we were able to identify needs, to figure out where the displaced residents were, and provide meals there, and working with local restaurants and local chefs to provide meals to the evacuation crews as well. So we it has been a long road for WCK. We have been responding to more disasters than ever. And we thank you all so much for your interest in supporting our work. It has been incredible, the support that we've received, and we definitely do not take it for granted. So thank you all so very much.
Thank you so much. I was enraptured the work that you do. Thank you. We're honored to be able to support it a bit. That's an incredible amount of meals delivered in Turkey and Syria in 10 days. If anybody has any questions, now is a great time to put them up in the chat. I just saw lots of amazings and people kind of sharing what they knew about World Central Kitchen's work. Question, you may not know this as it's very recent, but do you? Oh, I missed that. Oh, in Alabama and Kentucky or Mississippi, there were tornadoes this weekend. Do you know anything about mobilization there?
I do know that we have at least two members of our team who are currently on the ground to survey the area and to assess the needs and the damage. Um, I should tell you kind of the way that we work is whenever we see a disaster, we either get on the phone with whoever we have on the ground already, or we send members of our team to go and assess the area and to talk to local organizations and to the local government to see where there is need. Sometimes we go places and they're like, we got it. Thank you so much, but we're good. And then, we'll say that's great. and we leave. And sometimes we go in places such as, for example, Turkey and Syria, and we see that there is a need, and we have to stay and bring some more of our team down and get cooking. So now we do have two members of our team, at least two members. Those are the people who I've seen in our group.
Gotcha,
Let
right
us know
down
that
there and
they've
assessing.
landed.
Yeah.
Yes, but they are down on the ground and assessing the need. So we will see by tomorrow, or the day after, if it will lead to a full blown
Right.
relief
Well,
effort.
I get your newsletter, so I'm sure
Oh,
I'll
okay.
hear
Yes,
what,
you'll
yeah.
definitely see.
Signing up for World Central Kitchen's newsletter is a great way to know where they're mobilized and what their actions are. We got a good question here. Do you sell t-shirts? We have been looking and haven't seen them.
So we get this question a lot. We do not currently sell t-shirts. We do get at least once a week, we get like a couple emails of people being like, "Do you sell swag?" So maybe one day we will. I don't know. But as of right now, we do not currently sell t-shirts. We do have a cookbook coming soon. It's available for pre-order.
I pre-ordered
No,
it.
not to be one of those people, shameless plug, but shameless plug. We have a cookbook coming in soon.
Thumbs up. Bonnie wants to know who's going to nominate Chef Andres for a Nobel Prize. I will. Can I nominate somebody?
I feel like that may have happened. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think he was nominated and did not win.
Oh.
But knowing Chef Andres, I don't think that's not his goal.
Yeah, no, that is not his goal.
He's
Yeah.
not that kind of,
No.
I have a
No.
Nobel Prize. He's not that kind of guy.
I remember you telling me one tidbit about him is how much he doesn't like meetings because I was telling you how
Yeah.
meetings are like the thing I run away from.
Yeah, he's very like go, go, go. And I don't think that would be his, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that would be like
I'm
stop,
I'm
stop,
sure he
stop.
would be very happy with it, but I don't think that's his, yeah. That's on his.
When you supply meals in disaster areas that are more affluent, do you get commensurate donations?
So is the question, do they tend to?
It just says when you supply meals in disaster areas that are more affluent, do you get commensurate donations? So, like maybe in Florida, there was those, some of the areas that were hit were wealthier areas, as
Mhm.
well as areas that weren't as well off.
So, we when we supply meals, we don't, we're not checking like tax returns or anything for anyone that we provide a meal to. What I did notice, I was down in Florida, helping to distribute meals. What I did notice is a lot of people who found themselves in this moment of food insecurity for the first time in their lives. The first thing that they did want to do is donate to World Central Kitchen to kind of give back and say thank you and to help their neighbors. So we definitely do receive a lot of amazing people who contact us and say, hey, I never thought that I would need a meal in my life, and you were there to provide us meals. And so they donate. And we have had a lot of people who have chosen to give back by volunteering. So for our volunteers, much like a lot of nonprofits, we aren't able to pay for things such as flights and accommodations for our volunteers as much as we wish that we could. And so those people who do have the means, they have chosen to use them to come and join us and volunteer in that way and volunteer their time, which has been absolutely incredible. So we definitely have received
Well
donations in
deserved.
terms of
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a maybe the last question because I know we're just at our time, and I thank you for joining us on this Sunday evening. Um, is it hard on you carrying all this devastation in your heart, or does it help that you know you are helping? It's a big question.
Yes. So one thing I'm personally very proud of about the organization I work for, is we have a team that is very understanding that this is very heavy. It is not as heavy as it is to hear about these things all the time and to see them on the news. It is very, very difficult to see them in person, and to talk to people who are currently going to these through these things. So our team is very, very good about understanding that people need breaks and people need support, when it comes to these things. It definitely does help to know that we are helping. Me personally, when I was down and distributing meals after Hurricane Ian, one thing I noticed is that people were in surprisingly great spirits. I had people come up to me being like, hey, you know what? I lost everything, but I'm still here and I still got my family. And that was absolutely amazing to me because listen, one paper cut and I'm down for the count. You'll be hearing about it for a week. So we had so many amazing, amazing people who understood that, the most important thing were themselves and their families and their neighbors. And that definitely helps us is because whenever we're distributing meals, we get so much from the people that we're serving meals to. And that's a very, very big part of what keeps us going every day.
That was a beautiful answer to a hard question. Made me think. I started tearing up a little bit about your paper cut, for
Yeah.
sure. From Liana, do you have any volunteer opportunities in Moldova? I'll be going there to volunteer soon and would love to spend part of my time with World Central Kitchen.
We were in the beginning stages of our response in Ukraine. We were in Moldova because there was a large population of Ukrainian refugees in Moldova. Since then, many of them have either settled in the country or have come back to Ukraine. So right now, we are focusing most of our efforts on Ukraine itself. So if you have a week or so to make your way on over to Ukraine, please feel free to jump on our website and let us know. And if not, we have our volunteer hub on our website, wck.org/volunteer. If you guys would like to sign up and let us know when and where you are available to volunteer, we will let you know when we're there and we need you.
Maybe that should be my
Because we
next
will need
trip, you
you.
guys. My knitters trip. We're gonna all go volunteer for World Central Kitchen together, instead of driving around and looking at sheep for a week.
Well, you'll be driving around looking at sheep and distributing
And feeding people.
meals.
I like
Yes,
it. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time with us tonight.
of course. Thank you
It's
so
my
much.
third year learning about World Central Kitchen, and I always learn something new. And the breadth of work that you do and the depth of it is, it's outstanding.
Thank you all so much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome to stay around for Knitters Game Night if you need to be entertained. But I understand if you're moving on with life.
I'm going to stick around. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, let me see if I remember how to do Zoom now. I got all distracted. Hello, I'm back. Excellent. Guys, 328, 465. We are live on YouTube right now, so you can certainly share that link with anybody that you would like if you think that your friends or family would like to follow along. I can tell that people are watching, and they just watched the World Central Kitchen. That was really, really heartfelt and their work is superb. Great question about if they, what it looks like when a disaster just happens, like the tornadoes that just hit down. What that looks like the first like 24 hours, 48 hours. I hadn't really wrapped my brain around what that would look like. Um, we've raised over, we've raised funds for over 3 million meals right now, and we're not done. How's everybody's hands doing? Do you want to take a break? Shake them out. I've got my cuff done of the neck sleeve of the sweater. So I'm moving on. Next year, I'm going to knit something in the Knit for Food colors. I feel like that was an opportunity lost not to be like totally on brand there. I think Gigi's knitting orange, so she's much more on brand than I am. Patty Lyons, it is time for Knitters Jeopardy, right? Everybody's like, we're knitting a Knit for Food colors next year. I think we should do it. We can learn how to dye our own yarn. Everybody can do that. We'll see about a logo pattern. This is a good segue while Nicole's getting everybody together. I've worked pretty hard to not like center any one person in this. Like if you'll notice, I don't really like design a thing for Knit for Food. I don't tell you what we're all gonna knit together. The whole idea for it is it's like all of us coming together, doing whatever it is that's kind of turning us on and exciting us in the time. So it's true, Marcia. Gigi is always knitting orange. So I've stayed away from doing like a specific pattern for the event or having like a specific yarn for it because it's just like this ginormous community effort that I'm absolutely in awe of. I could go on and on. I am wearing one of the colors, Cheryl. I went for a deep dive to look for colors that kind of flowed. Diving into bins. Patty Lyons, you are muted. Hello.
Hello. I think the scarf you're wearing is one of the colors, isn't it?
It is. It is. I found that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very good.
But if I'd been knitting orange, come on.
Well, you're half the colors.
Yeah. Everyone, welcome to the Lola and Patty show. Well, we're just going to talk with each other while we entertain you. Just joking.
Now, this is the sublime previous speaker to the ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So Patty,
Yeah.
what are we doing tonight?
Well, we have two games. We have Jeopardy and we have Match Game. And we'll see how our time goes. We'll play one round of Jeopardy, and then I'm going to check in with you, Ms. Laura, to see if we do the second round of Jeopardy or we go right to Final Jeopardy and Match Game. Right? Makes sense?
Right. Yes.
I need to do a little volume check here because I'm going to hold this up to the mic. Can everyone hear this? Anyone?
Very, very, very. Oh, so Patty, on the upper left-hand corner of your Zoom screen where you see your picture.
Yes,
So
yes.
if you look at your picture, but like look up a little higher, it'll say like original sound for musicians off or on, like up towards the top. Does it say that anywhere?
No, I mean, I'm just literally holding my phone speaker to my microphone.
You might want
but
to
if you-
co-host her, Laura.
I just co-hosted her. So did something show up like right in the upper left-hand side that says original sound for musicians on or off? Upper left-hand?
No.
No, that really helps with sound if it's an option. It's also in advanced sound settings, but whatever.
Just figured if I was holding it to
Yeah,
the
you
microphone.
can get it in the sound settings. No.
Okay,
Are we
bummer.
gonna just make fart noises?
No, I built so many sounds for the game. I have all my Jeopardy sounds queued up.
Can you try doing like a share your computer sound?
Maybe I don't have my mic chosen. I mean, I'm just using, oh, wait a minute. No, it is.
Hello.
No,
Hello.
I don't know. Okay, never mind. That's okay.
Sarah says you should sing.
Strangers.
So
in
some
the
people do
night.
see the sound message in their upper left-hand corner. I wonder if it's like if updated Zoom or not, but you update your
No,
Zoom.
I'm fully updated. Dude.
It would be right next to that, like the exclamation point in the upper left-hand corner, right underneath where it says Zoom meeting. Like
Oh,
right
let's
to the
see.
right of meeting information. No.
Right.
Meeting information.
Okay, hold on.
No.
No, I'm in Macland, so maybe my things are different. I don't know.
Okay.
I was literally just holding my phone speaker up to my microphone, figuring if you could hear my voice through my microphone. But oh well, that's okay. I had the load the board sounds. I've got like a playlist of every game sound. But
Nice.
super sad. But anyway, I'll just do them. I will do them. So, are we ready for Jeopardy?
Let's pull up our Jeopardy players, Nicole.
Okay. So I would normally be playing the Jeopardy theme song while we say, please welcome to the board, Libby. Lawrence. Do we have Lawrence out? And Jennifer. Do we have Jennifer in the house? Oh, see, it's all falling apart. Oh, there it is, Jennifer. Okay. So now here's where we go to complete and utter chaos. This is how the game's going to be played. So our own Laura, I think she's Laura now.
Okay.
Marcia said, "Is Libby a rare?" Okay, yes. Let's just get this out in the open. Libby,
Yes.
have you been on Jeopardy?
Yes, I have, Patty. I have been on Jeopardy.
Okay,
So
it's
what?
in the room. We just got to like get it out there. It's true. It's true. There's a professional ringer. That's true. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna practice our buzzer noises. So first, what I'd like everyone to do, Libby, tell us your one syllable. You weren't here at the practice, so I'm screening this out. You're gonna choose a one syllable buzzer sound, like eh or ding. Okay, so what will be your sound? Beep. Okay, so you're a beep. Okay, Jennifer, please give us your sound. What? Okay, so you're a what, a beep, and a what. Let's make sure they're different enough.
Yeah.
Jennifer, let's do them together when I point.
What? Beep.
Okay, so now Laura, you're gonna have to, establish who's okay. So Lawrence, what is your one? It's going very well. I think it's going very well. What's your one syllable beep sound?
Ding.
Ding. Okay. So here's how the game is played. We're going to go to the board. I'm going to read the categories. I have randomly chosen from a draw bag prior to the game that Jennifer will start the round. Jennifer will control the board. Jennifer, you will choose your category. I will read the answer. Whoever calls out first, Laura is going to tell me, right, Laura, you're on, because she disappeared, but you're still there.
I am. I'm
Okay.
here.
Laura's going to tell me who she believes has control of the board. So now here's one of the pre-recorded sounds that you won't hear. So I'm just gonna do it because I was really proud of all these sounds that I made. But beep 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 beep. There you go. That's the sound of the board filling. It's going very well. Okay. So Jennifer, you control the board.
Patty, I'll take Knitter's grab bag for 100, please.
Okay, sorry, and I've already failed. I didn't read the categories. The categories are
sorry.
Where in the World, Lola Facts, Knitter's Grab Bag, Famous Knitters, and Infamous Knits. Okay, Jennifer, your category was Knitter's Grab Bag?
For 100, please, Patty.
Knitter's Grab Bag for 100 for Jennifer. And the answer is, President Woodrow Wilson had these wandering free on the lawn of the White House.
Whoop.
Oh,
Jennifer.
I'm just going to guess what are sheep?
what is a flock of sheep? Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. So wait, Jennifer gets
100.
Wow, no, I did it wrong. Oh, I've already failed. No, Jennifer gets 100 positive, and Jennifer still controls the board.
Woohoo! I'll take Knitter's grab bag for 200, please.
Knitter's grab bag for 200. And the answer is, a pair of these have been discovered. We have to wait until the entire answer is read, and I will point to you. I will not deduct points from you this time because I'm not evil. But next time, you're going down. Here we go. So watch the finger. The finger A pair of these have been discovered in Egyptian tombs that date between 3 and 6th century BC.
Ding.
I think Libby had that first. I'm sorry.
Snap. What's
What
that?
are knitting needles?
Eh.
Oh,
Okay, so now
Ooh.
we have a chance to ring in again. No one's going for it. Oh wait, and I have to take points away from Libby. Okay, no one's going
Can
for
I
it,
answer?
and so we have no answer. The answer is, what are knitted socks?
Oh, I did know this, but I didn't know.
I was
You know
totally
what?
going for thong.
Here's the thing. I did know that doesn't get you anything.
I
So
know.
there we go. Yeah. So now, wait a minute. Oh, crap. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is being live streamed.
We're all good.
It's going very well. I forgot now who.
I think if I had the last correct answer, then I get to pick. Libby would know better because she was
Yes,
really there.
I
So,
believe
okay.
that's correct.
right.
I believe
So
that's
I will continue on with Knitter's Grab Bag for 300.
There's grab back for 300. And the answer is, during Queen Elizabeth I's reign, a clergyman named William Lee invented this to make stockings.
bleep.
Who is the
Oh,
beep?
Libby. Sorry.
What is a knitting machine?
We will accept that. That is the correct answer. What is the first knitting machine? That was Libby, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Libby's back on the board. Back on the board. And now Libby controls the board. Libby controls the board.
Oh my gosh, I want to go for infamous knits for 100, please.
Infamous knits for 100. And the answer is, this famous singer defensively said of a famous internet meme, okay, the scarf is big, but the internet made the scarf enormous. It was big and it was cold.
Ding.
Okay, who dinged? Who was that?
It was Laura because I know the answer.
Oh, Laura.
Not allowed to do that, Laura. Stay
Okay,
in your lane.
come on, a meme of someone wearing a giant scarf? I thought this was the easy. I put this in 100 because I thought this was easy. Oh, I'm super sad. Okay, that's it. No one has the right answer. It is, who is Lenny Kravitz in the giant scarf? The most famous knitting meme ever. Okay, so we go back to the previous correct answer, right? And Libby still controls the board.
Okay.
All right, Libby
Libby.
controls the board.
Let's do infamous knits for 200.
Infamous is for 200. Try not to screw this one up. Okay. This actor wore this Prada sweater that set the knitting world abuzz and was famously reinterpreted by knitwear designer Julia Farwell Clay. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, I'm so sad.
Not
as sad
as us.
It was named after him. Okay, we're just going to move on because this is super sad. That is the Eddie Redmayne sweater. It was like okay, never mind. Moving on. Libby still controls the board.
Okay, let's try where in the world for 100.
Where in the world for 100? This knitting tradition of heavily textured knitting patterns is named after a group of islands located off the west coast of Ireland.
Ding.
Ding. Lord.
What is Feral?
Eh.
Bleep.
Libby.
Yes, Libby.
What is Shetland?
It's this knitting tradition. A knitting tradition. There's islands. Laura's been there.
And
That's
people
killing
in the chat should not be putting in answers because we can
Yeah.
read them unless you're
Chat.
trying to help us.
Yeah, chat people.
Yeah, you guys know you can scream
done,
it
we're done.
at the screen, but you can't type it in.
Chat people, settle down. Okay, we're space barring it. It is, what is Erin knitting? Erin Islands, Erin knitting. Lola's been there. Okay, the board is no longer. Wait, did Libby do a wrong answer? Oh, Libby did a wrong answer, didn't she?
Yes.
Or wait, or was that Lourdes? Oh, I'm doing this terribly. Who said Farah?
Wrong, but I still have control of
I got the answer wrong.
Okay, whoops, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Libby, you still control.
And
the
I
board.
got it wrong too. I said Shetland, so I
Oh,
also.
But you had the last right answer.
Oh, the humanity. So Jennifer whizzes into the lead at 100.
Wow. Woo.
Okay, let's say Libby still controls the board.
Okay, where in the world for 200?
And Patty clearly built a terrible game. Intricate lace patterns and stitches called noops are used in the traditional knitting from this country.
Bleep.
Oh, Libby.
What is Estonia?
What is Estonia is correct. Libby's back on the board. Whoops, I screwed it up. Libby's back on the board. And Libby controls the board.
Where in the world for 300?
We're in the world for 300. These islands, okay, remember earlier? These islands located northeast of the British mainland are known for its sheep and Fair Isle knitting. Remember earlier?
Bleep.
Who said bleep?
Libby.
Libby.
What is Shetland?
What are the Shetland Islands?
I'm still guessing myself.
Libby's blazing ahead. Oh, now it's a game. Now it's a game, ladies and gentlemen. Libby controls the board.
Lola fun facts for 300.
She's skipping one and
Jumping
two.
ahead.
It's a killer. Lola designs with this color more than any other. Here's a hint. You actually can't go wrong.
Ding.
Laura.
Yes.
Brown.
You are correct because the answer was purple or whatever color you just said. Whatever color you just said. That was the that was the rule. Okay, so now you control the board.
Famous knitters for 100.
Famous knitters for 100. This New York State knitter loves a certain waterfall and cross-country skiing.
Ding.
Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is Laura?
Can we have her full name?
Who is Laura Nelkin?
That is correct. It's Lauren Elkin. Sorry, I just felt like being a pain in the you know what. Okay, so that is all right. Oh, this is getting close now. You control the board.
Famous knitters for 200, please.
Famous knitters for 200. The daughter of Elizabeth Zimmerman, she is a brilliant knitting teacher and designer who runs Knit Camp.
And she used to live in Trumansburg, my hometown.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hey, Dina,
putting
don't
the-
post the answer in the comments, please. Don't.
We're gonna shut this.
I think none of us are going to answer because we've all read Meg Swanson in the comments.
we are gonna
I
shut that chat down, ladies and gentlemen.
I am going to turn the chat off in a second if I have
Because I
to,
didn't
young
feel fair
ladies.
to whoop on that because I didn't know until she typed it.
We're gonna shut that down. Now Lord still controls the board.
Lords, you do.
Famous knitters for 300, please.
This ingenious knitting designer is famous for a stack stitch pattern named for the footprint of an animal.
Ding. Ding.
Yes.
Who is Sandy
Yep.
Peters?
You are
Yeah.
correct, sir. And okay, we are. Oh, this is getting tight now. 500, 600, 100, and you still control the board. It's a sweep.
I'll stick with the category for 400, please.
Famous knitters for 400. Oh, and this is I have the daily double sound all ready to go. Okay, this is a daily double. So, Libby, correct me if I'm wrong. The daily double rule is she's allowed to bet up to everything she has or the highest thing in the highest point category, which is 500 or whatever's more. So you can either bet anything from 0 to 600 or you can bet 500.
Yep.
What?
I got to make it a true daily double. It may be my only chance ever.
You're going for 600?
Got
Okay.
it.
All right. And the answer is this Canadian knitter, who is a best-selling author, sock knitter, bike enthusiast, is also known by and by the way, no one else can buzz in. I forgot to explain that. Bike enthusiast is also known by a name for a fiber tramp.
Who is Stephanie Pearl McPhee?
We will accept that, Stephanie Bromwich-Fee or the Yarn Harlot. Either one is correct. That's right. So now you get 600. So let's see. Let's make sure I can do this right. Whoops. Crap. Hold on. That should have been 12. Let's see if I can do it this way. Well, I don't know how to do it. So you get 1,400. No, wait, I'll do it this way. No, you get 1,400 because I don't know how to do it. Whoops. Because I can't do it any other way. Congratulations.
Bonus points.
And you control the board.
Famous knitters for 500, please.
Famous knitters for 500. This Maine knitter and author loves wool, outdoor fire pits, and soft serve ice cream. Wool, really likes wool, lives in Maine, really likes soft serve ice cream, loves her fire pits. Last name rhymes with Darks. Who is Clara Parks? Who is Clara Parks? Okay, that killed that category and my spirit. So you still control the board, though.
Knitters grab bag for 400, please.
Knitters grab bag for 400. A carved wood used for winding a center pole ball of yarn.
Whoop.
Who was the whoop?
That was Jennifer.
Jennifer. Yes.
It's a nostapinna.
What? Well, you know what? I'm not going. I'm not going to.
Sorry. What is a nostapinna? Oh, sorry.
Exactly. I was
Sorry.
going to say.
Sorry.
I'm not going to ding you for that because
Thank you.
It's all gone to hell at this point.
It's all gone right.
Well, friends here.
Knitters grab back for 500. Let's keep this moving.
Okay, let's keep it moving. This fictional villain created by Charles Dickens used coded messages in her knitting. From Great Expectations. Great Expectations. Who is Madame Defarge?
Oh,
Sorry, I said Great from Tale of Two Cities. Okay, but you still control the board, and I just
Okay.
a terrible game. It's all on me. It's my fault.
no
Someone
worries.
should choose Lola. They're really easy.
Okay, I'll Lola for 500.
Oh, whoa! She's just going for 500. Okay, husbands around the world are waiting for Lola's next mystery knit-along to be one of these.
Ding.
Jennifer.
A thong. What is a thong?
What is a thong? Jennifer for 500. Still controls the board.
Lola for 400.
Lola for 400. When Lola knits a shawl, it looks like this piece of clothing.
Ding.
Who said ding?
Whose sound is
Lourdes.
ding? Yeah.
Lourdes.
What is a thong?
What is a thong? That is correct, sir. Okay, you control the board.
Fun facts for 200, please.
Lola fun facts for 200. This undergarment is Lola's go-to 7 days of the week.
Who said what? They're all
Oh, it's
laughing
Jennifer.
too.
Only because we're all
Jennifer.
laughing too hard.
Jennifer.
What is a thong?
What is a thong? For 200. Okay, now Jennifer
There you
controls
go.
the board.
Where in the world for 500?
She's going right for 500. This home-based knitting project ran from 1939 to 1969 in Sweden and is known for color-stranded yokes that incorporate pearls, detailed color shifts, pearls in color-stranded yokes. And starts with a B.
Ding.
Yes?
What is brioche?
What?
Oh, no, sorry. Anyone else?
Got nothing.
Can I give a hint? Oh.
Too late.
It's very cool. Okay, sorry. That one was too hard.
Okay. Where in the world for 400, Patty?
Where in the world for 400? This knitting technique tensions the yarn through either a pin or around the neck.
Bleep.
Libby.
What is Portuguese knitting?
You are correct, sir. That is Libby. Boom. Okay, now Libby controls the board.
Infamous knits for 300.
Infamous is for 300. This 2023 Oscar-nominated Best Picture made a stir with knitters because of the knitwear.
Bleep.
Libby.
What is the Banshees of Inisherin?
You are correct. And you control the board.
Infamous Nest for 400.
Infamous is for 400. This fictional character wore this famously ugly Christmas sweater in a rom-com based on a fictional diary. Diary. Fictional.
Bleep. Whatever my sound is. Whoop.
Yes, Jennifer.
I'm totally guessing. Who is Bridget Jones? Oh, darn it.
Yeah, because we were
She had a diary. I don't know.
character. Yeah. Oh, this fictional character. Sorry. I should have stressed this fictional character. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give that to you. No, I shouldn't. But you know what? I won't deduct it either. I'm gonna call that a wash because I didn't operate heavily on the correct words. So I'm gonna have that on me. Okay, who was the last correct answer?
Libby.
Libby controls the board.
Finish the category for 500.
Okay, here we go. This famous knitted costume was worn by what iconic singer?
Ding.
Yes.
Who is Harry Styles?
No.
Oh, he had a big cardigan.
Go older than that. Longer ago than that. And he's dead.
Whoop.
Oh, who was that? Jennifer?
It was Jennifer. And who is Prince?
Patty's having a sad time.
Sorry, no, I'm wrong too.
And he's Patty's hero. Most beloved person to Patty in the world. The most important person other than.
Oh, I have another idea, but yeah.
Okay. Well, the category's over. So who is
Right.
the most important person to Patty who's not her husband? Anyone?
Laura.
Who is David Bowie?
Holy.
Who is
That-
David
that
Bowie?
tracks.
Okay. What? Oh, the last one of the board. Who gets it? Who was the last correct answer?
Let's do it.
Was it Libby?
Yeah.
Okay, Libby.
Finish the board.
This is Lola's favorite thing to knit.
Ding.
Who is the ding?
Who was the ding? Lourdes.
Yes.
What is the thong?
What is a thong? You are correct. Okay. Now the question is of Miss Laura. Do we have time for a quick second round, or do we have to go to Final Jeopardy to go?
We're
to
already at it's almost 9:20, so I would say Final Jeopardy if we want to
Fine.
have time for match game.
Final Jeopardy. Okay, so here we go. This is Final Jeopardy. So if you remember, you may all bet. Let me bring back the board so we know who's got what. We have Libby at 1,200, Lourdes at 900, Jennifer's at 700. So as you all know, I'm going to read you one question. I was going to play the theme song, but instead I will sing. And you all have you may bet whatever you want. Okay, here we go.
Where
Oh wait,
do we
no.
write it down?
First you have to. Okay, you have to say. The category is it's a historical knitting is the category, historical knitting, and you all have to say what you're going to bet before I read it. Right? Isn't that the deal? You have to say what you're going to bet. So since you can't write it down, how do we do this? Well, we're just going to go on. Just say out loud. We'll do it that way.
Yeah. Think about
Okay.
what you want to bet.
Libby, what would you like to wager?
I will wager.
And Laura, you're going to keep track of this math because I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I'm on it.
I'll wager $700.
Oh, 700. Okay. Wow. Okay. So then that means it. Well, okay, Laura, so you're going to figure out what that means, up or down. Okay, Lourdes, what are you going to bet? What are you going to bet? You can bet up to everything.
200.
200. So if Libby, okay, Jennifer, what are you going to bet?
I'm all in. 700.
Oh, she's all in. Okay, here we go. And the answer is hit and miss is a historical name for this common stitch pattern. Hit and miss is the historical name for this common stitch pattern.
Do you know what? They can all write it in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but then everybody else can see. I mean,
That's right. If you guys
You
have
can write it privately to Patty in the chat.
Oh, yes. Good idea. Thank you.
She's a good little Zoom girl. Who is it?
Good zooming.
Do, 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 do,
I gotta figure out how to do that.
do. Everyone, do,
Okay.
do, 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 do.
It'll echo.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Key change. Do, 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 do,
You
do.
don't want me to sing. Do, do, do. Are you getting them, Patty?
Boom, boom.
Okay, so everyone's answers are in. So I'm going to do this in order. Lord, you bet. What'd you bet? 200.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You said, what is seed stitch? That's incorrect. I'm so sorry. So now we go down to we lose 200. So you're at 700. Okay.
Yeah.
So Laura's going to keep track of this.
I got that.
Jennifer, who went all in at 700, sadly also said, what is seed stitch? That is incorrect. So we're at 0. So we're at 700 and 0. Libby, who bet 700, said, what is moss stitch? Which is also incorrect. But she's still the winner. The answer was, what is ribbing? 1x1 ribbing. What is 1x1 ribbing? But that was spectacular. And you've won absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't be prouder of you. You've won absolutely nothing. And you're all going to stay tuned for the world's stupidest game next, which is match game. So while we get all of our contestants ready to go, I'm going to go to my match game background here. Okay. So everyone give a nice round of applause for our contestants. And as we say goodbye to them, goodbye to our contestants.
Oh, that's a lovely.
And sadly, you can't hear the lovely match game theme, which I was going to play, which was going to be so fun, but you can't hear it. So instead, we're going to say, I can't believe no one can hear this. Really? No one can hear that at all? So sad. Okay. Anyway, never mind. It's time to match the stars. It's time to match the stars. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our knitting celebrities. Tracy, do we have Tracy in the house? Tracy's in the house. Our next knitting celebrity, Natalie. Do we have Natalie? Is Natalie in the house? Natalie. And there's Natalie. Whoa, that's crazy. Our next knitting celebrity, Zandy. Do we have Zandy, who oddly enough was also a clue in Jeopardy? Zandy was a clue in Jeopardy, that's right. And we have Libby. What? She's a contestant. She's a star. That's right. Don't judge. It's Libby. Libby's in the house. Libby, Libby, Libby. Bring forth Libby. While we wait for Libby, there she is, Libby. And then we have Michelle. Michelle, all the way from the other side of the country. Is Michelle in the house? Our knitting celebrity, Michelle. Hello, Yay. Michelle. And finally, we have, you know her, you love her. She likes songs. It's Lola. Can we have Lola in the house? Woohoo! Here's Lola. Okay, now we have 2 contestants for Match Game. Let's bring them out here. We have Kate. Can we have Kate in the house? Is Kate there? Kate, Kate, Kate. There's Kate. And wouldn't it be good if I could read? And Letitia, do we have Letitia in the house? Okay. Okay, so this is how the game is played. Your job is to match our celebrity. I'm going to read a sentence with a word missing. Your job is to fill in that word. Now, I've randomly chosen Kate to go first. I'm going to ask you A or B. I'm going to read you the question. You do not tell me what your fill in the blank is yet. No, 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 you don't tell me. Because our 6 stars are going to take a moment, for God's sakes, just a moment, we're already behind, to write down what their answer is. Then you read your answer, and we'll see how many match. And the lovely Nicole is our scorekeeper. You get 1 point for every match. Or do we all know how the game is played? We ready? Okay. Would you like A? So first up is Kate. And would you like A or B?
I'm going to go with B to start, Patty.
You're going to go with B. B is Dumb Dora is really dumb. She's the only knitter who blanks her project after the first row. Dumb Dora is really dumb. She's the only knitter who blanks her project after the first row. This is where the fun match game music would play. Ba, 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 ba. While the celebrities think of their answer. Ba, 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 ba. That's right. Ba, 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 ba. All right, celebrities, what you're going to do is exactly what Zandy does. What you're going to do is hold up your blank piece of paper when I know your answer is in. Of course, do not show me your answer yet. So now we're still waiting on Natalie. Okay, Lola is in. Libby's holding up her blank cell phone. Okay, so we have all of our celebrities are in. So Kate, I'm going to read it again. And we're going to see who we match. And I'm going to call out the celebrities one more time. Dumb Dora is really dumb. She's the only knitter who blanks her project after the first row.
Okay, Jean, I'm going to go with Tinks after the first row.
She is the only knitter who tinks her project after the first row. We'll go to Michelle first. Michelle, what did you think? Frogs. Okay, very close, excellent, but not entirely a match. Tracy, what did we have?
I said blocks.
I really do enjoy that answer. Blocks. She is so dumb. She blocks her project after the first row. Lola, what did we have? Read it out. I'm blind. What'd you say?
It says binds off.
Binds off is also excellent. Binds off is excellent. Sadly, not a match. Natalie, what was your answer?
Okay, I can see I'm taking this maybe too literally, but I put loses all their stitches.
Loses all her stitches. Dumb Dora would, in fact, lose all her stitches. That's a very excellent answer. Libby, what was your answer?
I have paper now that I'll use next time, but for this time I wrote thongifies.
Thongifies is not a word, but is a spectacular. And Zandy, what did you have?
I had blocks.
Blocks.
Oh, I should have gone
really
with blocks. I should have gone with blocks.
I do really enjoy that. So unfortunately, we did not have a match. Okay, which leaves us with A. Are you ready? Are you ready, contestant, for A? Here we go. Brenda said, I just spent 6 months knitting this sweater. Boy, do I need a blank. I just spent 6 months knitting this sweater. Boy, do I need a blank. Do I need a blank? Need a blank. 6 months. Knitting a sweater for 6 months, and I need a blank. How we doing, celebs? Oh, I love the sound of scratching pens on paper. Keep those mics on. I love it. Okay, celebs, how we doing? Okay, we got 1 in. We have 2 in. Any other answers in? We have 3 answers in. We have 4 answers in. 5 answers in. Michelle, what do you got? Are you in? Okay. Okay, Letitia, what do we have? The question is, Brenda said, I just spent 6 months knitting this sweater. Boy, do I need a blank. Drink. Boy, do I need a drink. Okay, let's see. Let's this time go to Lola first. Lola, did we match? What did you say?
So, okay, I actually wrote this one first that says drink.
Stop with the holding up. Just read to me. What did
Okay,
it say?
so I wrote drink first, and then I changed it to thong. But I did write drink first.
Now,
so I want Letitia to win.
You could have just, let's pretend you didn't write thong, and Nicole write that down as a match. 1 point. Okay, Michelle, what do we got? Drink! 2 matches. Okay, Zandy's up.
I would say I need to be done. I need to be done with this.
That is very good. I can't believe no one's gone the dirty way, but that's okay. I still have faith in Tracy. Tracy, what do you got?
Behave, sorta. I said massage.
So okay, so now
All those,
gonna be my second
all
choice.
those tense knitters muscles, you know.
we're getting closer to the place that I thought you all would go.
Well, you know.
Excellent. Okay, wait, who have I not called on? Natalie.
I also said drink.
Oh, okay, we got 3. And I think the only one left is Libby. Libby, what do you got?
Well, I got too specific and I wrote tequila.
Well, that's technically not a match, but we still have, so what do we have? 3 for that. So we're at 3-0, right? Okay, so now we're gonna again have, no, you know what? Letitia's gonna choose first, right? Yes.
I choose
So
A.
A, you choose B?
A.
Okay.
A.
You could choose A. So here we go. Brad knew his friendship with Sally was over when she used the hand knit hat he gave her as a blank. Brad knew his friendship with Sally was over when she used the hand knit hat he gave her as a blank. Hand knit hat as a blank. She's pissed. Hand knit, no. Something bad. Hand knit. Hat. Blank. All right, how are we doing? We got 2 in, 3 in. Okay, Natalie's in. Oh no, Tracy's in. Natalie is still not in. Natalie is in. I believe everyone is in. Okay, so I'm going to read it one more time, and then we're going to have your answer. Brenda said, no, Brenda didn't say. Brad knew his friendship with Sally was over when she used the hand knit hat he gave her as a blank.
Coffee filter.
Coffee filter. That would in fact be bad. That would be bad. Let's see if we have any matches. Libby, hand knit hat as a what?
A boob warmer.
A boob warmer, so oddly close and also randomly specific and wrong. Sandy, what have you got? As a dishcloth, okay, not quite as horrible as coffee filter. Kate, what do you have?
I'm not a celebrity.
Okay, you're not a celebrity. You know what? You're a celebrity to me. Sorry, Natalie.
Thanks, feed my ego.
Natalie, what do we have?
I said as a cleaning rag.
Cleaning rag, also not good, not good. Lola?
Well, she cut holes in it and made it a thong.
I literally don't know what to do with you. Michelle, save me from Lola.
No, I'm not, because I am so sorry. I got the pronouns wrong in my head when I was figuring out what it was. And I have to apologize right now, but here's my answer.
Oh, but Brad knew his friendship with Sally is over when, no, but wait a minute. What's wrong with that? Sally can still use a condom.
Yes, she can.
Sally can use a condom. I think that's an excellent answer.
And a hat is appropriately shaped for a female
by the way,
condom.
Good on Sally, because if you think about it, if that hat is being used as a condom, Sally's doing well, if you understand what I'm saying. Tracy.
Well, I feel like she was sending him a message when she let her cat cuddle up in the hat instead.
Cat is a cat bed, so no matches. Did I miss anyone? Did I call on everybody? No matches for that one, but you got 3 for the last, so there you go. So now we have B. We have B. All right, you ready, Kate? Who's not a celebrity, but who is a contestant? Laura said to Dumb Dora, "That's not a cable, that's a blank." Laura said to Dumb Dora, "That's not a cable, that's a blank." It's a cable. No, it's not. Dumb Dora's very dumb. That's not a cable. It's a blank. This would have been so much better with the sound effects that I had. Okay, we have 2 are in. Do we have, is Zandy in? Okay, Tracy's in. We're waiting on Lola. I hear mad scratching from Zandy. This is going to be a good one. I feel it. I feel it. Michelle, is Michelle in? Michelle, just waiting on Michelle. Michelle's shaking her head. She's shaking me off. This isn't baseball. You can't shake me off. Are you in? Are you in? Come on. The world is waiting. Yes, you're in? Okay. So Laura said to Dumb Dora, that's not a cable. That's a blank.
Jean, I'm going to have to go with the theme of the day, which is thong.
But I hate my life. That's a thong. So you know what? Let's just get this over with. Lola.
It's a twisted stitch. People.
Lola, I have to say at this point, you're a disappointment. I mean, I love you. I'm not going to lie.
I don't feel like you can count on me for anything.
I'm not
None of
gonna
you
lie.
people.
You've let me down. Okay, we're going to go right to Michelle. Let's wash this off. Michelle, what do you got? That's not a cable. It's a. Oh my God! Oh my God! I am now dropping the mic. You saved it. You pulled this out of the fire. I'm feeling you know what? I feel the will to live once again restored. Tracy, what do you got?
It's a Twizzler?
It's a Twizzler. It's a Twizzler. And by the way, are you an ice dancing fan? Because that's literally the only time I've ever heard that word. But anyway.
Twizzler?
Yes, I know it's also the candy, but
yeah, candy. Twisty candy. Yeah.
Twizzles is also. It's an ice dancing fans. Anyone? Okay, never mind. Natalie, what do you got?
Snake?
It's a snake. See, that's where I thought we were going there. That kind of level of absurdity. I love that. Zandy, come on, don't let me down, Zandy. It's a faux cable made with lace stitches. This is where knitwear designers who design stitches should not be in this game.
I get them confused.
Just not. Who did I not call on? Libby, did I call on you? Libby, what do we got?
Oh, well, I wrote pretzel and then I changed it to pretzel flavored thong.
I'm going to have to accept that as a match. I mean, it hurts me. I don't want to.
I don't want to know what your search results are like, Libby.
I'm going to have to say that's a match. So wait, now,
okay, this is for Zandy. This is what I was going to say. It's not a cable. It's brioche increases and decreases that look like a cable. But I decided not to, and I went with the thong.
Beautiful. All right. So now I believe we are 3-2. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
We are 3-2. Okay. Do we have room? Do we have time for our third question, Laura? Before our final?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do round 3, and then we're going to do our final question. And our final question is going to be worth 10 points, but we have one more round. Okay, so this time, Kate, you're going to pick A or B.
Let's go with A.
Let's go with A. You are drawn to the dumb because I put them in different places, but no, you get another. Dumb.
My mother would also say that about me sometimes.
Dumb Dora was so dumb.
How dumb was she?
That's, by the way, for Match Game fans, that's what we're supposed to do. Dumb Dora was so dumb, she thought a ball winder was for blanking a date. Dumb Dora was so dumb, she thought a ball winder was for blanking a date. Blanking. A date. A ball winders for blanking a date. Ball winder. Date.
Can you repeat that question, please?
I can. Dumb Dora was so dumb, she thought a ball winder was for blanking a date.
A date.
A date.
Okay.
A date.
I thought that's what you said.
This is your first game night with me, is it not? It gets much.
Yes, it is.
It gets much stupider usually. Okay. And we have 2 extra credit questions that we can do if we have time. We'll see how we're doing on time. All right. This is our last regular question of this round. It's our last regular question before we have our extra worth 10 points. So we have, we're waiting on Zandy, who's staring blankly at me with eyes of death.
Oh,
okay, Zandy's in. Zandy's in. Natalie, are you in?
I'm in.
Tracy, are you in?
No, I'm Okay, just 1 second.
Stream of consciousness.
Just write down thong, Tracy.
Let it roll. Just let
Right.
let it roll off of you like a wave of nausea.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, sorry.
It's a beautiful wave of disgust and delight, and just feel the nausea bubbling up, and that is Knit for Food game night. That's what it's all about. What it's all about. It's what it's all about. Okay, you in? I feel like you're in. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it again. And it's taken so long, I forgot whose question was. It was Kate's. Okay. Dumb Dora was so dumb, she thought a ball winder was for blanking a date. Kate?
Getting a date.
For getting a date. She thought a ball winder was for getting a date. So let's start with Tracy.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I just thought I'd
Tracy.
pull off the Band-Aid.
I said smooching.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Very good. Not a match, but excellent. Natalie, what do you got?
I have catching or trapping.
Catching or trapping. Very, very close, but not exact. Not exact. Zandy, what do you got?
Reeling in.
Oh, reeling in. I like
Good
that.
one.
I'm like, that's a good one. You got the thing. Yeah, okay, that's very good. That's very exciting. Libby, what do you got?
I also said reeling in.
Reeling in is spectacular. Michelle?
I have avoiding, like I've got to wash my hair.
Avoiding. Okay, intriguing. And now we know a little bit about Michelle's life. Lola, what do you got?
I got warming up.
Warming up.
Could have gone
All
with
right.
the answer.
Sadly, not a match, which means how we do it. Okay, I've got 3 minutes. We're going to our final round. So each person gets one question. And this is how this works. You're going to choose one celebrity only. One celebrity. Each one of you gets to choose one. It can be the same one. And to see if you can match. And if you match, you get 10 points. Okay. So it's Letitia's choose a choice next. A or B?
A.
Do you want, sorry, B?
A.
A. And who would you like to match with? You have Tracy, Natalie, Zandy, Libby.
Libby.
Libby. Okay. So Libby, you're on.
Okay.
So this is how this is going to work. I'm going to read the question. And you take a second. You're going to write an answer. This question is a little more specific because we're looking for an exact match. Okay, you ready? What do drunk knitters and Christmas trees have in common? They both drop their blank. What do drunk knitters and Christmas trees have in common? They both drop their blank. Drop their blank. Christmas trees and drunk knitters do this thing. Dried out trees. Very drunk knitters. They drop this thing a lot. All right, are you ready, Libby?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to read it one more time, and then you're going to tell me your answer. What do drunk knitters and Christmas trees have in common? They both drop their blank. And your answer is?
Needles.
Needles. Libby, do we have a match?
Needles.
That's 10 points. 10 points. Very exciting. Now, I've totally forgotten who had 3 and who had 2, but hopefully you had 3, right? And Kate
Yes,
has 2.
Letitia had 3. I had 2.
So you're at 13. 13. So sadly, actually, we know this is not gonna work out for Kate. I mean, you slice it, even if she wins. But still, let's see if she gets the right answer. So, Kate, who would you like to match with?
Okay, I gotta go with my fellow nutmegger, fellow resident of Connecticut, Zandy.
Zandy. Okay, Zandy. Here we go. Are you ready? Why did the sheep hate going to the bar? She didn't like getting blanked. Why did the sheep hate going to the bar? She didn't like getting blanked. Sheep, ba, 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 in a bar. Ba, 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 getting blanked. Ba, 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 ba. Or is she already ready? Okay. Oh, now we lost Zandy. Zandy's ran out crying. Zandy's run out crying. What's happened? We've literally lost Sandy. Sandy, come back. Okay. All right, Kate. Why did she hate going to the bar? She didn't like getting blanked.
Sheared.
Sheared. Bar. Sandy, your answer was carded. Carded is the answer we were going for. Carded. So that is 13 points, and we have a winner. Okay, now Laura, we are at 9:46. I did it.
I'm
went
so
1 minute
proud.
over, but I didn't really go 1 minute over because we were over. That's our game night. We have 2 spectacular winners. I've already forgotten who won Jeopardy. Who won Jeopardy? I totally forgot. I think it was Jennifer. I think Jennifer
Was it
won.
Jennifer?
I think Jennifer won Jeopardy.
Everybody's a winner tonight. We're all
Everyone's
winners.
a winner.
I love you, but I did not win Jeopardy.
Oh, who won? I've totally
I
forgotten.
think it was
Was it
Lourdes, was it you?
I
Wasn't
didn't
it?
think I won.
I think it was Libby.
It was?
I actually
He's
have,
being
when
all
I did
quiet
my
in
math,
there.
Yes,
when I did my math, I had Lourdes with 700 and Libby with 500 because
No,
Libby
no,
had
Libby-
1,200 and then she betted 700 and that brought her down to 500, and Lourdes had 900. She bet 200 and that brought her to 700.
Ooh.
So
Yay!
I said it's Lourdes.
It's an honor to play with you.
Interesting and also oddly meaningless because nobody wins anything.
Y'all got
Guys,
bupkis.
Y'all got
You
bupkis.
had a good time.
But we do thank you so much for playing. And I'm so sorry that all the sound, you should see this playlist of sound effects. I had them all. I had the ding for when you got it right. I had the boop, 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 boop. I had the Final Jeopardy. I had it all. I actually spent all day yesterday doing this like an idiot. But anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed it. And what are we up to in Knit for Food, Miss Laura, please?
Da-na-na-na. Can you guys read that, or am I too small? It'll come back up. I was actually just so engaged I wasn't refreshing for a tiny bit. Thank you all so much for joining us.
3:32.
Here we go. Is it 332? 382. 332, 382. That is phenomenal. I love, can we all talk about how the match game colors match the Knit for Food colors for a second? I wonder if my graphic designer was inspired by Match Game. I'm going to have to send him this picture and be like, Joe, I know where you got your inspo from.
Can I tell you, I had to search through all the different years of Match Game because the color scheme changed until I found this one.
Oh, nice. Do you remember what year it was?
I think this is 70. I think it's 72-ish in there.
Nice. It's a good year. It was a fine year. Thank you, Patty, for putting this all together. I know it was a bunch of work for a short amount of time, but really, I think everybody feels very energized for this last knitting rush. I agree, Marianne. Great day and great cause. I laughed pretty hard. I was worried. I'm sitting on a stool and I was a little worried I was going to fall right off of it. So I saw a few people wondering what the whole thong thing was, and others of you explained it. So thank you for that. So I don't have to go over that right now. I do remember that our very first goal for Knit for Food was $10,000, and we blew that out of the water that first year. That first year we raised $261,000. And really, I was like, I guess after we hit 10,000, I was like, maybe 25,000, right? And then we were like, 100,000 would be amazing. And yeah, some of you even have thong cookie cutters. So thank you so much for all the work that everybody has put in today. I can't wait to see people's photos of their day. If you're posting anywhere on social media, hashtag them Knit for Food. I will set up a Google folder for you all to choose like your favorite photo or two to share in there. Don't, my Google folder drive will fill up quickly if you all share all of them. I have lots of information to put in an email for you tomorrow that I'm going to share. One thing I do want to share before I introduce the team, which would be the people that have been sending you all your emails, because those are certainly not all from me, is we had on Give Butter, we had 639 knitters signed up to knit. I know that we had many more than that knitting because a lot of people were knitting as teams, right? So Natalie, who was just on from Love and Stitches, she had a whole group knitting with her. Many yarn stores, I think we had about 30 or 35 yarn stores this year having knitting happening at their yarn store. I had a little gathering downstairs in my living room, and there were 8 or 9 people knitting down there, and all of those knitters were not counted in the total of people knitting, but they certainly were part of the event. So one of the many things I love about the pandemic being over is that we're able to be together for these events. I know when we started Knit for Food, part of what brought us all together for this action was that we were all apart, right? And so we were able to come together on Zoom, but being able to be all together and also in person somewhat has been really special. I'd like to remind you that if you had a group meetup and you collected money, those funds do need to be donated to the fundraiser by 10 p.m. Eastern time tonight to be counted. I bet I'm going to forget to kind of turn off that little button right there so that donations can be made a little later if people have forgotten and their days have gotten away from them. I think especially with California time, right? Like we're East Coast, West Coast, it just gives a little people time to remember. And today, lots of build up to today, and better than I could have possibly imagined. So I would love to pull up my whole team. Nicole, will you help me pull everybody up and I'll pull you up? How's that work? I think I can do it.
I don't see Veronique.
I don't have Veronique right now. We might not have her. If
I'm
she
here.
comes up.
Are you?
Are you there?
Thank you. There you are. It just didn't come up. Thank you.
There you are. Thank you, Veronique.
Here I am.
Hello, everybody. How are you all?
So happy.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I would like to introduce you to some of my friends. Something happened. This crew, Susie, Bonnie, Veronique, and Nicole, have incredible senses of humor. And something happened originally. Susie, Bonnie, and I were doing emails, and Nicole helps with Zooms and tech and stuff. So the first 2 years, it was the three of us doing emails, and they were kind of like calling me the bread, and they were the peanut butter and jelly, right? Something like that, right? And then somehow this year, when Veronique came on board, because we knew we needed more help this year with emails, I think they were trying to build the sandwich, and then all of a sudden they became a BLT, and I think they thought that I was the bread, but I was like, I'm the beer if you guys are a BLT, for sure. And then Nicole, we decided she was like the special sauce that you need, like right after you make your sandwich, because the Zoom's got to flow and everything's got to flow, so we made her the Spicy Duke's mayo. So
Saucy.
this image is going to be near and dear to my heart for years. Veronique put that together for us. Let me see if I can get back to myself again. So thanks, you guys. And so we've had some very funny emails with like Queen Lechuga last night. I was like, what is even going on with Queen Lechuga? But basically, Susie, Bonnie, and Veronique for the last 2 months, and since we launched at the beginning of February, have been splitting the days and each taking like a section of the day to respond to emails as they came in, either if you had a question or if you were signing up and you needed to get that kind of, I'm going to use corporate speak and call it an onboarding email from us, right? Like that email that had all the links and tried to make sense of like the Give Butter nonsense into something that you would understand. And then they were there with questions, or if you couldn't find your emails or needed help with something. Also incredible help in the Facebook group. So I think Susie and Bonnie and Veronique are also familiar to everybody in the Facebook group. Nicole, I've seen you in there some, but you're finishing your PhD, so you got some other stuff on your plate right now.
My project's half done.
Oh yeah. Oh snap. By next year it's gonna be like all done, right? So we've had, weekly Zooms to check in on stuff. We have lots of ideas. I'm the queen of being like, let me get back to you on that idea sometimes, right? Of being like, we'll table that. And we have notes. Susie's phenomenal at taking notes for future years for ideas so that we don't forget, right? We have spreadsheets going that we kind of write stuff down in so that we have it all together. But what I could say about this, and I think that the four of you will agree with me, is that we know this is truly a grassroots experience. Like we literally 3 years ago threw some pasta on the wall, and I hesitate to use the pasta analogy because we are knitting for food, but I can't come up with anything that isn't a food source for that. Like we threw some pasta on the wall and it really stuck in a big way. And every year we dial it down a bit. And I am thrilled to be working with the four of you. And if any of you wants to say anything, I can shut up and let you talk.
I always have something to say because I'm Queen Lettuce.
Queen
We'll explain that another time. I would just like to say thank you. It's an honor to work with you ladies. And as I said to my family and friends who have been being bombarded with Knit for Food and nothing but Knit for Food for about 2 weeks on Facebook, we do this to help feed people, but doing this event feeds me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's an honor.
Yeah. What
And
she said.
I have to say something about all of our team members, though. The word is the same either way, team members and team members, but everybody who signs on to fundraise each year has done more and more amazing work. And it is truly that word of mouth that makes this bigger and bigger each year. I can't even imagine how big this is going to be next year.
Can't even. I guess we're doing it next year, Susie?
Aren't we?
Of course. I just saw that somebody said that we reached 333,000, which is a third of $1 million, right? A third of $1 million.
Yeah. So yes, shout out to the Grocery Girls and Gigi too for really leading that charge and kind of getting people to say like $5 is okay. If that's what you can give, that's great. It's gonna, in the end, we're all pulling together to multiply, and it's the multiplier effect of the knitting community that makes this a success.
And if you think about it, I mean, just the huge number, like it's great to bring communities, but there was also a ton of that number that is individual people that asked friends, families, and don't short yourself, like pat yourself on the back, sharing it, gets it to a new audience. I mean, that's a huge number. Even if you look at the top bringer ins, I mean, there's still a huge chunk that was people like actually getting out there and spreading that. So don't sell yourself short at the same time.
And when we talk about, there were two goals here, because it's not just raising money for the four organizations, it was raising awareness as well. And how many of us during the year noticed these organizations in our neighborhoods and in the news that we might not have known about it before?
I'm doing math right now, of course, because you know me, I like some math. Because kind of looking at the top earners and then subtracting that from the total, you're right. It's like
there's a ton.
It's lots of people working together.
I was using that as a talking point the other night. Like, let's break this down and see.
Yeah.
I guess
so
to add
tomorrow's
my
email, I'll totally have that, like how many $5 contributions, how many 10, how many 20, because I think it's really interesting. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just going to add my 2 cents as I've, been a part of it since the beginning. And I've been so glad to have met everybody and all the sweet messages, and everybody's been nothing but lovely. And we have learned how to mute. I'm very excited from like first year to now. Come on, we are professionals on the Zoom. So I appreciate everybody working, because it is a it is a team effort to make even the Zooms run smoothly, and that even comes down to the participants. So thank you all for making it a wonderful experience, even if it is an all-day thing. So.
Well, everyone, thank you so much again. I know we'll have a wrap-up meeting tomorrow night, so I'll see the four of you. And thank you so very much. Thank you to everybody who has joined in on the Zooms, or maybe you haven't joined in on the Zooms all day. Maybe you are just tuning in. If you're on YouTube, it's not too late to donate, is it? It's exactly 10 o'clock, but I'm going to leave it open a little longer. So if it's never too, it is going to be too late to donate, but not quite yet. And let's the knitters keeping hearts and bellies full. Keep it up. Thank you so much for all of your work. I'll bring up that browser one last time. Is it okay if I unspotlight you guys?
And work on that. Me first.
Wow.
Oh, I almost took it off myself. All right. 333. I can't even read that out loud. What just happened there? Something big just happened that changed. 334. Was there one big $1,000 donation? Now's the telethon. Here we go. And how about a $12 telethon now? I love you all dearly. Thank you for trusting me to shepherd this with the team and everybody together and make this happen. It could not have happened without each and every one of you going for it. And it's going to be okay to talk about something else now for a little while, right? After we ride on our laurels a tiny bit. And thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. And thanks for celebrating with me. And I'm going to end this meeting now, which is so hard. Thank you.